Good Monday, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith on this last and final Monday of September, the 29th, 2014. Sure was an absolutely gorgeous weekend, a final last weekend to the month of September. We had temperatures in the mid 80s on Saturday with full sunshine, mixed scattered cirrus clouds across the region, but warm temperatures on Sunday, temperatures anywhere from the mid to the upper 80s across the region. These are yesterday's high temperatures across the region, and of course this at 107 is wrong. And another relatively warm start to your Monday here with generally calm conditions, a few scattered to broken clouds at about 15 to 20,000 feet. There's a little bit of haze in the atmosphere this morning. Temperatures are generally running in the low to the mid 60s in most regions, mid to upper 60s in the New York City, northern, eastern New Jersey metropolitan area. And dew points are coming up too. They range anywhere from the mid 50s in the upper Hudson Valley region and to northwestern Pennsylvania. And the dew points are rising with more precipitable water in the atmosphere, even at the surface, but no precipitation. The winds are light and variable, and we've got some light rain on the way over the next 24 hours. A week of generally unsettled conditions, but not completely a washout for everyone. Get into the forecast in just a moment for the pollen areas for today. It's on the low to the medium side. We'll be on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday too, with chenopause and ragweed being the predominant pollens in the air. Tracking the spread of sicknesses and disease at SturmTracks.com, and today we have upper respiratory problems around the entire New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia metropolitan area. A lot of people hacking, hissing, and wheezing with coughing on the way. Some people have bronchitis, some people have colds. It's the continual change in the season, and so therefore do use hand sanitizer. And well, if you're sick, basically you know what to do. Stay home. I know that's a pretty bold statement to make, but that's what Mother used to say anyway. And for the foliage report from YankeeFoliage.com, we have lots of leaves that are turning in the moderate side and even peak sides across portions of New Jersey, New York, Hudson River Valley region down to Philadelphia as well. And there's a result of everything so dry in the atmosphere, especially in northern New Jersey. So the leaves are just falling off because there's just absolutely no moisture out there. Once again, I point you to the 90-day mean aerial precipitation departure from average and from normal. Across the northern New Jersey area, we see departures of 5 to 6 inches. Anywhere in the oranges here, we are generally about 50% below normal for the last 90 days in precipitation, much needed here. About normal either side in the whites, and above normal right along the immediate coast and in the blues here. So we definitely, and if we expand this, it's actually further into northern New England and New York, Long Island, and northeastern Pennsylvania, where we need precipitation desperately. Currently, there are no watches, warnings, or advisories for the coast or on land, and so we'll get into the aviational weather deck this morning. We do have a few areas where it's been foggy this morning, but locally MVFR conditions are improving. Other than that, any good flying weather day will be on tap. There will be mostly broken to overcast cirrus clouds across the region streaming overhead through much of the day. Rather light winds conditions will be good. Weak high pressure remains across the region while a weak upper trough approaches from the west. VFR expected into tonight with more localized fog possible. On Tuesday, mainly VFR ceilings with possible MVFR conditions and patchy early morning fog near sunrise Tuesday, and then again in the afternoon showers that may develop across the region, especially from Allentown and Reading. Slight chance of late day a thunderstorm there too. Light wind trending east throughout most of the afternoon with max gust at around 10 to 15 knots. Mostly VFR ceilings on Wednesday, possible MVFR conditions and showers around Allentown, Reading, and Trenton during the morning. East to northeast winds at around 15 knots. Thursday, possible MVFR and fog early, then otherwise a VFR with scattered to broken clouds at or above 4,000 feet. North to northwest winds, gust to 15 knots. That's after a front slips to our south on Wednesday night. And then Friday, VFR ceilings except possible MVFR conditions and some early morning stratus and fog. And then again Friday night in showers nearing a cold front. So very active week. East to southeast winds becoming south to southwest late at night. Right now outside of Newark Airport, 69, dew point 57. Humidity 65%. The wind is southwest at about 3, almost due west. Visibility 10 miles. A few scattered clouds at 15,000. Broken at 20,000. Broken at 25,000. VFR conditions in place. Philadelphia 67. Dew point 62. Humidity 84%. Visibility is 6. Haze. Broken ceilings at 10,000 and 27,000. VFR conditions in place. Morning surface chart from weatherroanoke.com and digital atmosphere software shows high pressure basically in control, but we do have these mini troughs here, or weak disturbances in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, which are crossing over. Plenty of cloud cover, some light drizzle, and clouds are being shunted to the north and east across the Delmarva this morning, but none of this is really reaching the ground as according to the observation stations this morning. But the chances for some of this as developing low here along the frontal boundary off the Carolina coast, and the short waves and trough axis begin to somewhat interact or coalesce during the next 24 to 36 hours with some moisture around the region. We'll get into that in just a moment. And for the Atlantic tropical waters, we have some showers and thunderstorms associated with low pressure organized just to the west of Bermuda this morning. Has become a little bit better organized overnight, and this morning the system could become a subtropical cyclone today before upper level winds become unfavorable during tonight and Tuesday. The system is then expected to move northwest and then northward during the next couple of days with increasing forward speed. And regardless of development, the low will produce locally heavy rains and gusty winds over Bermuda through tonight. Formation chances are medium in the 30% range over the next 48 hours and also 30% during the next 5 days. We'll do the Pacific as well this morning. We have a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms extending from near the coast of southern Mexico southeast for several hundred miles in association with the trough of low pressure. Environmental conditions are expected to gradually become more conducive for development during the next several days, and a tropical system or depression could form later this week while the system drifts west, northwest, and then northwest. Regardless of development, the system could produce locally heavy rains over portions of southern Mexico that could cause flash floods and mudslides. 20% chance of formation in the next 48 hours and 70% chance of formation development over the next 5 days. Latest satellite this morning, visible satellite, shows high clouds across the region. These are broken clouds through filtered sunshine, and this is a result of the system developing off the South Carolina coast and offshore. A lot of this moisture is not reaching the ground, but it is indicative to show some high and mid-level moisture across the region. The latest radar mosaic is showing the streaming of the moisture up from the Piedmont into the Delmarva region, but most of this you're seeing is actually virga. It's not precipitation that's reaching the ground, as the mid and lower levels of the atmosphere are completely dry. NamWRF composite reflectivity forecast from Penn State's eWall site shows a smattering of variable cloud cover really throughout the next 24 to 48 hours. A weak cold front and trough sliding south of the region during tonight and tomorrow morning. A variable cloud cover of stratus and low fog at night. Early morning scattered fog and a mixture of clouds and sunshine, basically, with a variable cloud cover. Temperatures today on west wind in the mid 70s to lower 80s in the urban areas. Tonight back into the 50s and 60s. And tomorrow back into the 70s, 60s along the immediate coast with an onshore flow. Same thing for Wednesday at this point. There's not really much of a signal for rain showers, even though the forecast is kind of convoluted, calling for about a 30 to 40% chance of showers tomorrow afternoon. And this would be with the attempt of the front moving through the region. But the atmosphere is basically non-volatile at all. GFS forecast from the Next Generation Weather Lab at the College of DuPage. Basically, we've got high pressure in control. System off the coast then moves away. Cold front moves through the region tomorrow afternoon. Maybe an isolated shower. Not really a big focus here. About 30 to 40% chance. Most areas will remain dry as a result, but there will be considerable cloud cover throughout the region. And a weak high pressure builds in across the region again on Wednesday into Thursday. And then another strong system develops here in the Central Plains. Moves up into the blocking pattern that's set up across southeastern Canada and Hudson's Bay region, and this drags a strong cold front with temperatures rising on a southerly wind and moisture being transported up the spine of the Appalachians. Heavy rain could be a focal point across the region on later Friday night from southwest to northeast going into Saturday. That cold front negatively tilted trough swings east and off the coast. Weak high pressure and a zonal flow sets in, but the blocking pattern remains over southeastern Canada. Another spoke of energy comes through the flow early next week. So it's a busy forecast. The main focus will be for moderate to heavy rain, even isolated thunderstorm around the region on Friday and Friday night, and we'll get into the focus of the details later tonight and tomorrow morning in the broadcast. So for everything live, it's Garden State Weather and gardenstateweather.blogspot.com and Facebook and Twitter as well. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You have a pleasant Monday. We'll be back in video form on Tuesday morning.